So the all-Chinese affair from the mixed doubles ends in disappointment. It's women's singles time next. And this is how Wang Xin and Wang Yihan have got through. Wang Yihan coming through against Pyongyang yesterday evening. Wang Xin getting the better of Saina Nehwal, who of course was India's big hope coming into this week. Of course, the #1 seed's gone, as you can see. Wonderful victory for Chen Xiaoqie over Wang Shixian. And of course, she meets Juliana Schenk in the other semi-final. So it's the #2 and the #3 seeds here from China. The battle of the Wangs. And this is China's most successful World Championship discipline. You have to go back to 1999 for the last time it wasn't Chinese gold in the women's singles. So which one is going to prevail? Will it be Yihan or Xin?
First.
Two players on court.
Eagle or 5? 5. Eagle for you. You won. 30, yes?
That's Wang Yihan, the world #2 there, the 23-year-old from Shanghai, who's looking for her first world title. Both these players have been world #1. Of course, the top 4 players in the women's singles section from China. Of course, the world #4 is gone as well. That's Wang Xin, the world #3, the elder stateswoman of these Chinese players. 9 months ago, she was world #1. Of course, Wang Yihan was #1 for nearly a year, from October 2009. As you can see, 6 defeats this year. She was runner-up at last year's World Championship. She's won the Singapore Open. She's won the Malaysian Open, the Super Series event in May. That was her first victory of the year. Reached a couple of semi-finals this year as well, including the All England Championship. 3 wins in 2010 for Wang Xin. Well, very impressive yesterday against Saina Nehwal, who had beaten her at the Sudirman Cup. That came after a 3-setter, didn't it, against Petya Nedacheva in round 2, albeit she won the decider very convincingly, 21-5. 45 minutes for her to see off the Russian, or the Bulgarian rather. Of course, it was a Russian she took on in the second round. So that's how Wang Xin made it through to the semi-finals. Wang Yihan, the world #2, #1 seed in Paris a year ago, but she lost in the 3rd round, surprisingly, to Eriko Hirose of Japan. Just 3 defeats this year. Twice in her career she's been #1, 14 career titles, and she's really reasserted herself in 2011, won the most recent Super Series event, the event in Indonesia. A couple of other wins as well in 2011 in Korea and the Asian Badminton Championships. She was very impressive yesterday, wasn't she, against Pyongyang? She really put paid. P tried to get back at, didn't she, the French player in that second set. Went on a good run of points. You can see her biggest struggle came nearly an hour against the young Chinese star Ratchanok, former world junior champion. Terrific comeback. 21-12 though, 21-9. She won those final 2 sets. Morten Frost, former men's singles world #1 alongside. We'll get his view in a moment, but so much to look forward to, and hopefully we'll see this one through to the finish. So another all-Chinese affair.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right,
Wojciechowski here.
Wang Yihan, China.
The Polish umpire announcing the players.
On my left, Wang, China. Wang Yihan to serve, level, late.
Well, Morten Frost now in the commentary box as well, former men's singles world number player for a number of years, and both these players have been #1 in the world. They're both looking to get back to that spot. It is so competitive, isn't it, amongst the Chinese players in the women's singles?
They have a lot to choose from, and they normally can play 3 or 4 teams and still, you know, win the lot. But there's a fierce competition, and I would say, though, at the moment, the rest of the world is narrowing the gap. So it's a very interesting category at the moment.
Yeah, Cheng Xiaojie from Chinese Taipei and Juliana Schenk of Germany will meet the winner of this match. But you look at the record between these two players, and it's Wang Yihan in the red, who will be favourite. She's won 4 times out of 4. 3 of them have been in semi-finals as well.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting clash between the two Chinese for me, because I think Wang Yihan in the red is possibly the most potential player China has got for the time being in the ladies singles, and I think Wang Xin at the moment is probably the best. That's how I view it. It might not be the case in the match today, but I think Wang Xin has really been very steady and is performing very well every time I see her.
Service over,
From Wang Yihan there. I know you have to prove yourself as a women's singles player in China from what we've just mentioned about, but both these young ladies have had to do that, haven't they? Wang Yihan, the world #2 in red, she was dropped, wasn't she, for the Asian Games, and since then,
yeah,
she's nearly won every time. And Wang Xin, well, she's been playing on the international circuit last couple of years. When she was first called up, she suffered an injury, and she was told to go back and play with play with the provincial side again.
Yes.
And then she returned and she started beating everyone in the squad, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, it
shows a lot about their personalities.
It does, and it's a remarkable story, especially in China, when you consider how many they have to choose from. That she actually was sent back and returned so many years later, and still there, and suddenly proving herself and beating the lot. I think that is some character.
It's a similar story to what Jill was mentioning in the previous match, that they trained together. They've been in this sort of training camp for the last month. They've been trying to beat each other in training, and of course they've met 4 times as well in competition in the last couple of years as well. Teammates but fierce opponents.
Yeah, but that's the whole trick in badminton, I think, is that you train with your partners Monday till Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday you play tournaments against the same people, and maybe you even play the final on Sundays, and then Monday morning you're standing there again playing the same one. So it's a fierce competition in a tournament situation, but you cannot do without one another in a training setup. So it's how to handle that situation.
Because it helps push your game up, doesn't it, coming up against such quality in training?
Yeah, if you start hiding away from one another, say, I don't want to play, I don't want to do this, the standard is actually dropping. So they need one another. Very well played by Wang Xin. She's chasing Yihan around, and that's what I think. I know it's early stages, but this is maybe how I see the match. That's how I picture it.
She's the slightly more mature of the two players. to World Finals in the World Championships last year, the Asian Games as well. Wang Xin.
That counter-attacking we just saw there is what makes her special. It's well left, yeah.
Yeah, there seems an extra edge to her game, doesn't there, in these
She's
early
very
stages?
good finding angles, and as soon as she sees the slightest opening, she's going for it. She's got a very good smash from her backhand side straight down the line, but she can easily go cross court as well, so she's got options. It's going out.
But it was the right shot to play.
It was the right shot to play. And it's interesting, obviously you can see they know one another's game very well. And Yihan is trying to avoid to play in that backhand corner because she knows she's very strong opponent from that corner. So that was the only shot in the whole rally going to that backhand side. That's understandable. Bad mistake. She was totally in balance, in control. Not a fair smash by normal standards, and then she still missed it.
Well, credit, I suppose, to Wang Yihan that she's stuck in here, because
7-all.
still, even in this rally, it looked like Wang Xin who was the one in control of things.
She's controlling, and Yihan is hanging in there, but she's hanging in very well, not making mistakes, and it's forcing mistakes on the other side.
Yes, that's a quality winner. There was another Wang who won the women's singles title last year, Wang Lin.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, they have quite a few to choose from.
Well, 13 of the, or I should say 14 of the previous 18 editions of the World Championships have gone to a Chinese women's player.
Oh, that's a big miss. She's in a bad patch at the moment, Wang Xin.
Yeah, she's reading everything right, but
Yeah,
the
but
game's
she's
deserting her.
Yeah, she's making the mistakes. She's making, again, for that standard of what you can expect from players playing semi-final of the World Championship, she's making too many mistakes.
She's mixing out so well here,
Yeah.
Wang Xin.
Oh.
And now she's played the quality.
She did.
It's a very interesting contrast.
It is. And the funny thing again, obviously I know it's way into the rally, but there was one shot from Yihan going to the backhand corner of Wang Xin, and from there on, she was kind of in the back. It's just a matter of time.
Well, she's leading. She's digging in, but at times she's been relying on her opponent making some unforced errors. Just 1 point between them.
Good shot.
Must have been right on the line.
Service over.
Yeah,
10-8.
no complaints. Yeah. As our commentating partner would say, plumb on the line. That's good pressure. See again, away from the backhand. Away from the backhand. That's excellent badminton. They're playing very fierce pace.
It's out. That brings the interval up.
11-8 interval.
Well, it's Wang Yihan then, who has the edge as far as the score's concerned, at least.
Yeah, it's I think, you know, if this continues, it will be a battle of physique. Who is actually physically the strongest, who can maintain the pace, make as few errors as possible, and still, you know, keep going and going and going.
So if you're saying it is a, you know, obviously a physical battle there, but a psychological one as well, how much is the fact that, you know, Wang Xin, you know, has only taken one set off her, Wang Yihan, in competitive play, you know, how
Somewhere
important will
must
that be?
be sitting at the back of her mind.
Yep.
Somewhere.
Well, in some respect, the mixed doubles match between the two Chinese pairs ended in disappointment, didn't it, after a tantalizing start with that injury.
She's finding very good length, Yihan. She's even playing on the slightly fast side of the court, and on a number of occasions she's hitting it right on the baseline. Yep. Perfection. Good angle, very good angle, and again we see it from the backhand side. It's an interesting battle because it's a battle between a right-hander and a left-hander. Means that they have the forehand at the same side and the backhand at the same side. And at the moment, I think Wang Yihan, she is winning the battle of the forehands, and that's where you see most of the game is played towards our left. And I think that Wang Xin have to try to move her game to the other side, but she's too happy at the moment, as I see it, to play the forehand game. That's where she's best.
(10-12). Service over, 13-10.
And when she played the clear, I would have gone, she was in perfect balance, really in control, gone for a bigger smash and not playing the clear, and see if she could exploit something on the backhand side of Yihan.
Looking at the lights there, there's been one or two players who have, I mean, the lights are a little too bright for their liking.
Yeah, but this is TV lights and they're all used to it, so in my book, sorry to say, a little bit of a bad excuse. Much better from Wang Xin's point of view. Much more to the backhand side.
11-14.
That clear is really good, forcing a slower reply, and she was way up on that.
Because normally she'd have a coach at the interval to tell her, you know, work it more to the backhand. And, but of course, being the fact that, again, it's two
Hopefully.
Chinese players. Yeah, hopefully, right. But the fact that it's two Chinese players, that they haven't got anyone but themselves to rely on here.
No. But on the other hand, and we've discussed it on a number of occasions here this week, that, you know, players have to learn to think for themselves. You know, they cannot rely on having someone to tell them the whole time.
I know, but if a coach can look at the big picture, can't they? There, you know, when you're in the middle of something, it's not always that easy to see it.
No, but that's maybe what can distinguish the better players from one another.
Carry on that theme, of course. In tennis, you know, you don't have the coaches there during the breaks between games doing any coaching, do you? Well,
No.
would badminton lose coaches in the future? I mean, is that always going to be like this?
I don't know. I would say, put it this way, that maybe my English is coming short here, but a complete new line of work has been created by giving, you know, coaches opportunity to sit at the court.
Service over,
And
16-12.
you know, they become more and more important. So it becomes a job more than what it was and used to be in the past.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get you out of a job here, Morten.
No, but I'm easy. Don't worry.
No.
I usually say to my players that if I do my job really, really well, I make myself. I need words.
Redundant.
Yeah, redundant, yes. Thank you very much. Losing words here.
Jill helping you out there.
Yeah.
17-12.
On that level of debate, Jill's just passed you a note, hasn't she, Morten?
Yeah.
Tell us what she...
I need my glasses here. Yeah, we have a very good working relationship here in the box, helping one another. It's good.
Well, Wang Xin has been capable of producing some wonderful shots like that in this opening set.
Over, 13-17.
The bad news for her is she's trailing by 4 shots and just hasn't been able to play at her very best.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good punching clear from Yihan. It's very, very powerful. Good play.
Service over, 18-30.
Wang did well actually to get it back across in any way.
I was looking for the word expendable. But redundant would do.
Another couple of shots where Wang Xin's really found the angles, but I think that just exemplifies, look how she's getting it back still, Wang Yihan.
Yeah, under pressure she's doing really well.
I mean, and then she plays that, you know, wonderful drive.
That's making the difference in the game at the moment, is that even when Yihan is under real strain and pressure, she's hanging in and she's playing proper and good shots. And that's making the difference in the match.
Very impressive play from Wang Yihan. Right now she looks like a threat to a gold medal match.
Service over, 14-19.
Has to get it spot on to avoid the shuttle coming back to her. See again, Wang Xin probably thought in her mind that's a winning shot, and it's come back and suddenly she's lost it, and it's gained points.
Yeah.
Service over, 20.
Yihan has really played well, deserved to win this first set. She has played possibly some of the best we've seen in this tournament so far.
And as the opening game, 21-14 then to Wang Yihan. Heralded as the future of the Chinese game a couple of years ago. And maybe she's just about to make her dreams of World Championship gold get that little nearer. Very impressive. Yeah, when she got to world number one 2009, she was winning nearly every event, 7 titles I think, 2009, and you know, a little bit of a wobble and then, you know, being dropped from the Asian Games, and injury as well. And
but it just shows tremendous good fighting spirit. She wants the game, she wants to excel.
Be interesting the other semi-final as well, more won't it, with Yihan Schenk.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
The tattooed Taiwanese.
Yeah, she's so wonderful to watch. I really like to watch her play. I think she's such a spirited player.
So that's to come later on here on court one, but we've still got plenty to go in this women's semi-final. The only years when China hasn't won gold here was the first 2 World Championships, 77 and 1980, and also 1993 and 1999.
Second game, level.
That was part of the reason why they didn't win the first 2 times is they weren't in the World Championship. So
they got into what, in those days, they got into what was called the International Badminton Federation, and I still call it the IBF, even though they changed things around. I know I'm just an old man in this, but
you've got history. Yes.
I got history. That's very well put. But the Chinese only got into the IBF in 1981. And first time they competed in the All England was 1982.
So the statistics are even better then. There's only twice really that they've failed to win gold in the women's single.
Yes.
Service over, 2-1.
Yeah, that was quite a funny story in the olden days, because I played the All England in 1982, and I was asked by reporters who's going to win the tournament this year, and I said, I really don't know. This is the first time the Chinese are there, so the one that wins the tournament is definitely the best in the world, and I won it. So that was pretty. I never thought I would do it, but I did, and it was a fantastic feeling.
Yeah, you had a love affair with this place, didn't you, at Wembley?
Yeah.
Service
Of course,
over,
for all these
3-2.
badminton players, it's their first taste of playing at this spiritual home of badminton.
Good shot. Surprising attack.
Service over, 3-0.
Again, here Yihan is finding a very good angle.
4-3.
This one coming here, very good angle.
So Wang Yihan again edges ahead in this second game.
Oh.
Almost a spectacular winner.
Yeah, taking a good chance there.
Service over, 4-5. Service over, 6-4. Service over, 5-6. Service over, 7-5.
Wang Xin's just not able to sparkle, is she, right now in this match?
She's under pressure, and I must say that Yihan is playing a really good game today. And Wang Xin have to start considering a plan B. She must have a plan B somewhere. What she can do, especially considering that they play on a day-to-day basis and obviously train every day together. She must know something that she can pull out of the bag and say, okay, I have to try this now.
But at the moment, it just seems like a plan A, which was to try and play an array of attacking shots, try and find the angles like she's trying here.
Yes, but it doesn't work. She's lost first set 21-14, and she's 8-5 down here in the second set. And as I say, a time have to come where you have to look at plan B or even C or D or whatever.
And is that to, in this case, then try and play more conservatively?
I think she must have a feeling whether she's physically strong enough or stronger than Yihan. If she wants to make it a more physical game, or, as I say, try to pull everything to the backhand side, or get it up at the front of the court to the nets and start playing the net more. There are so many things she can do still.
Again, she's going for that angled cross-court shot there, and she's only missing it by a whisker.
She is. She could also have opted for a really strong punching clear here to the deep forehand corner. She can test so many things, but she's still playing the same pattern, the same game, not changing things. And as I say, it's time. She's got to do something. Oh.
Given out.
Yeah, I think that was out, but that was a lucky call for Wang Xin.
Yeah, Wang Yihan, I think, walked across the shuttle there as the umpire. Oh,
I think it was out.
Yeah.
I just got slightly confused by the foot.
As I say, she sort of stepped across the shuttle, didn't she? He would have been a little blinded. It was a guess more than a proper call.
7-10.
It was the kind of break that the Wang Xin could do with.
Yes. That's very nice play from Wang Xin. She's opting for the very short reply here. And again, a shot we haven't seen before. And maybe, as I say, this is some of the things we have to look for. She could also make it a mental game. Start really slowing the game down between the rallies, start playing slow rallies and play longer, clears higher and all that, Mix it up, do stuff.
Oh, lovely play at the net from her there. She knows she's got to step it up to stay in the fight here and keep her dreams alive of a gold medal.
As we see here, she's also choosing to play the net, and she covered that net shot as well. So, as I say, that's another option. She can play the net.
That's that run of 4 points in a row there from Wang Xin. Yihan with an 11-9 lead at this interval. Closing in on the final of these World Championships. Take this to a three-setter. There's a little sign there, though, wasn't there, in the latter stages of that opening half of this set, that maybe she can get herself right back into things.
Yeah, chances there. She had a good run of points.
11-9. Late.
That's
12-9.
Semi-finals in all today. This is the second and last of the all Chinese affairs.
It's a good shot, but I think tactically she's opening up a little bit too soon. I would have punched another clear, maybe even one more before opening up, and see if I could create a better chance. She executed it really well, and nothing to do with that. But I think she had better chance of opening up the defense of Yihan had she played maybe one or two more clears.
Service over, 13-10. Service over, 11-13.
That's good. And Wang Xin fighting here. With World Championship life.
12-13.
Kind of now or never.
Yep.
13-all.
Yeah, that's a silly play from Yihan. Across the center of the court, too low.
So Wang Xin suddenly leads in this second game. Now, could she make it count?
$15-13.
5 points in a row. After that run of 4 a little earlier on. It's a right turnaround, isn't it? But she's ended that run here, Wang Yihan.
It's so nice to see she was picking up the shuttle.
Service
She was
over,
standing right
14-15.
next to it, and normally they just walk away and let the opponent go up and pick it up and play it over. That's nice to see. Bit of sportsmanship.
Oh, brilliant. Well, been a nervy moment for Wang Yihan.
15-all.
Seeing her opponent coming back at her. She looks to have steadied the ship though here. Another winner.
$16-15.
The final's getting closer. $
17-15.
Remember, a year ago, she was the world #1 heading for Paris. The #1 seed, lost in the 3rd round, dropped from the Asian Games. And her career sort of in balance, really. Jeopardy of falling to the wayside given the competition around, but here she is now on the verge of a place in the final.
There's very good pressure from Yihan here, forcing the backhand shot. And Wang still not able to get that one far enough away. Pressure was really on, too short, and she can kill it here. Good play from Yihan. Oh, that's a lucky one.
That's a great retrieval as well by Wang Yihan. 2 more points required. And thinking ahead to the possible matchup in the final, Morten, against Cheng Xiaojie or Juliana Schenk, it's going to be Wang Yihan, should she get there from here, who's going to be the one to beat.
Yeah.
Match points.
20 match point 50.
Seven points in a row for Wang Yihan. 1 more for a place in the final. Sharp exchanges.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good shot. And here it comes. Yeah.
Wonderful way to win. A wonderful way to book your place into the final of the World Championships for Wang Yihan. Wang Xin was beaten by the better woman on the day, and it's the 23-year-old from Shanghai who's in her first world final. 21-14, 21-15, Morten, very, very impressive.
Yes, good game. Well played by Yihan. And she really deserves to be in the final. It would be very interesting, obviously, for the next semi-final of ladies singles to see how tough that match is going to be, because if it's going to be a really, really long and hard game, as one could suspect.
So Wang Yihan books her place in tomorrow's final. The world #2 with an exemplary display. So as we mentioned, it's the match that's first on later this afternoon at 5:30, when Wang Yihan, I'm sure, will be watching to find out whether it's Cheng Xiaojie of Taipei or Germany's Juliana Schenk who she'll meet in that final tomorrow. But I don't think she'll mind who it is, really. She'll just be delighted that she is there.